If you're still trying to figure out what makes content go viral by guessing, then you are literally years behind people who are already using systems to actually hijack other people's content. So here is what nobody tells you about PoppyAI. It's not just another content creation tool. It's literally a viral content hijacking machine, right? That can reverse engineer any successful video and give you the exact formula to recreate that yourself. Most people are spending hours analyzing what works, trying to guess why something went viral. But what if I told you you can feed PoppyAI any viral video and it'll break down exactly why that worked, and also give you a script where you can follow that exact proven structure, because that's literally what it is. Look, I've been creating content for years, trying to crack the code on what makes stuff go viral. I've analyzed thousands of different videos, studied top level creators. I've tried to reverse engineer most successful content, and it's really difficult, right? I'm still trying to crack through now, don't get me wrong. But here's the thing that completely changed the game for me. PoppyAI takes all of the guesswork out when it comes to viral content creation. It's like having access to secret formulas behind every single video that's ever been made. It's literally what it is. I'm talking about feeding AI Alex Hormozi's videos, Gary Vee's top videos, and basically anyone who's in your space in terms of their top performing content with psychological triggers, the creative structure, and basically anything that you can hijack something that has proven and worked before. I'm not just talking about copywriting content here. I'm talking about understanding the underlying structure, the psychology, the pacing, and everything that makes content irresistible. And then basically applying that to your own niche, your own message, and your own brand. It's difficult to get a YouTube episode right in terms of scripting, the style, and everything else. The time it takes to manually write out things properly is absolutely insane. Whereas with PoppyAI, it will literally basically become a complete cheat code for you to produce high quality scripts, ideation, and even design. What I'm about to show you is the exact process that I use to analyze viral content, create scripts that follow proven frameworks, and by the end of this, you're going to understand why this isn't just about copywriting, it's about understanding what actually works. And I use this with multi-seven-figure, seven-figure, and six-figure business owners alongside myself. So first things first, you need to understand what PoppyAI actually is and why it's completely different from trying to analyze viral content manually. Because here's what people don't actually realize. Viral content isn't random. There's a specific pattern, specific structure, specific psychological trigger that makes a piece of content irresistible. And when you can reverse engineer these patterns, when you can understand exactly why something worked, you can recreate success in your own niche and own offer and own area like never ever before. So let me show you exactly how this works. Right, so PoppyAI is an absolutely incredible platform for hacking YouTube episodes, hacking reels. This could be your own viral content that's gone well before and you're looking to basically look at engagement multiplication and how you can repeat the same ideas but in a different format and creative. And you've also got the ability to look at extracting pieces of content and creatives from other people on Instagram, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on YouTube and everything else. So I'll show you a YouTube hijacking one down at the bottom, but when you click onto new board, what it'll basically do is we'll open up this massive blank piece. Yeah, so the main functionality that you need to really be looking at is on the left hand side here. So you've got an AI chat there as a starting point. You can add stuff with Facebook ads and stuff as well, but the main functionality I use will be the group system. So you've obviously got a group system there where you can click onto it, and then you've also got the ability to put on a group there. So what we're basically going to look at in a second on another video is how you can basically use the information inside here to then formulate to a chat. So if I then went onto the chat there and pop that up on the right hand side, this is going to have the same functionality as what you would have with ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or loads of different platforms. So as you can see down at the bottom, you've got the ability to go through to different ones. So you've obviously got Claude Sonic, which is what I use the most because I prefer the writing output. You've also got ChatGPT 5, you've got Grok, Gemini, absolutely everything. What I commonly use is Claude, and that's because I do a lot of my writing based outputs on there as well. So you can basically input which actual AI system you want to be using. Then you've got an AI chat and these type of groups. So the next thing to do from this point is to look at what type of information that you are going to actually put inside of these to then get to a point of being able to hack your own YouTube videos, your own content or other people's and produce endless content ideas, endless scripts, which are all done at high level, which I'll demonstrate in a second. It's absolutely mental, right? But remember, that is just the foundation. Because once you understand what PoppyAI can do, the next step is learning how to actually hijack content URLs properly. And this is where most people spend hours manually trying to figure out what's actually worked, whereas now it's literally just a copy and paste job. With PoppyAI, you can literally just feed it URLs of viral videos to get a breakdown on everything. The hook, the structure, the pacing, the psychological triggers, the call to action placement, and everything that basically made that piece of content successful. So here's exactly how to do it. So this is a demonstration on basically how you can look at actually hijacking other people's content on YouTube, on Instagram, or whatever it may be. So the same process applies. So I'm just going to zoom over onto the left-hand side here. So we've obviously got loads of different people: Alex Hormozi, Gary V, Matt Gray, we've got Dan Martell, and I can basically add as many YouTube videos as I humanly want. So if I wanted to hack a load of other people's YouTubes, which is what I've obviously done there, all I would basically do is I would go onto their video, just click pause, so that'll play in a second, go onto the URL and then copy that URL. And then what this does on PoppyAI, when I click onto paste there, this will then start to load up. So what you've basically seen here is all I've done is I've gone through the top people who are within my space, looked at their top viral videos, so their most viewed videos of all time, and I've basically put them into a folder here. And at the top there, you'll basically see that it says inspiration. So inside of this inspiration folder, what I've then basically done is I've started to comment on what I actually like about these videos. So when you upload a video, you've got this little drop down there. So this is going to give direction on how this chat uses this video. So on the right hand side here, I'll come to this in a second, which is marketing and writing IP. But even if you just wanted to look at directly hacking other people's videos as a starting point, all you do is you add as many different videos onto there as humanly possible as you wanted. You'd add some direction on basically what you like about it and what you want to extract. So for example, I like how powerful this video is by focusing on what people really want in their heart of hearts and making it seem possible for others. So all I've done is I've clicked onto that video and added a little bit of a description onto that side there. So as you can see, I might then want to drag this into there. So I'd just look at zooming out a little bit, and that's the only thing I don't like about PoppyAI, but it is a bit of a creative board. All I would do then is I would go to that video and drag it into that folder. That folder's just popped up and highlighted a bit there, and then that's now added into that folder. So what I can then do from that point is with all of these YouTube videos that I really like, or Instagram Reels, or TikTok Reels, or Facebook Reels, or whatever it may be, all I then do from that point is I connect that to this little chat there. And this now means that this chat here will use all of the videos and all of the information and all the directory that I've put on those episodes there as a starting point. So for example, if I went onto the chat here and said to it, using the inspirational folder, can you provide me with 10 YouTube episodes that I could create similar without copying them? So it's the same type of function as what you would do, well, exact type of function as you would do with ChatGPT or Claude or everything else. All I'm basically doing is I'm asking that. This is automatically going to take a little bit longer because it's processing so much information here, because I use this board for processing actual YouTube scripts and YouTube different ideas. So what that's going to basically do is it's going to pull through all the different ideas onto there, look at my marketing IP at the same time, and then as you can basically see here, so we've got I wasted 3 years building the wrong business, the 500k decision that saved my company, how I built 3 businesses working 25 hours a week, stop chasing customers, make them want you instead, the 90-day business transformation. So as you can basically see there, when it comes to like not having to second guess yourself with content creation and everything else, just by adding again as many YouTube videos as possible. So if I went onto my other board, which is one down here, so we've got shorts hijacking, exactly the same process. If you're looking at reels, so something I've just put together quite quickly there earlier on, because I mostly just use this for content with YouTube. But as you can see there, I can add real URLs by just going to Instagram and copying the URL, and I can do the exact same process of basically hacking in there and looking at different types of content ideas I can put forwards. So the next thing to do from that point is to then move into actual copywriting, which I'll explain how to do. See how easy that was? This stuff would normally take a full-blown marketing team and thousands of pounds a month to figure out, and it can now be done in seconds. But here's where it gets really powerful. because analyzing viral content is only half of the equation. The real magic happens with PoppyAI when you can basically hijack scripts on proven frameworks and add in your own information as well. I'm not talking about generic templates. I'm talking about scripts that follow exact viral structures but adapted to your niche, your message, and your brand identity. So let me just show you what's possible there. What you can see in the middle here in terms of these Google folders is basically writing information. It's also got my entire AI-powered smart scaling system inputted into there. So whenever I want to, it'll obviously kind of reference how I'm actually directly doing this within my program to support clients. So for example, the reason I've got writing information and program information there is obviously specific to me, but you may be looking at this from different areas and you might just do it for iteration or you might do it for scripts. So inside of here, I've got my personal media drive where my LinkedIn newsletter, paid media, podcasts, shorts and carousels, and YouTube is obviously running at the moment. And then I've basically got my logic bank. So in the offer IP there, all I would do is that I've got my target and dream customer, brand identity, founder voice and tone, reflective infotainment, core messaging, emotional triggering, pain articulation, you name it, I've got it all there. So all I would do with that is I'd just go onto share, make sure that is on viewer, and then from that point I then go back onto PoppyAI, and same process again. I'll just look at pasting that into there, and then once it's loaded, what I can do is I can add it into the relevant folder. So not only can you obviously add, and by the way, this is only what 18 or 15 videos that I've got added onto there. You could easily add 30 to 40 to 50 to 100 different YouTube videos on there from other people to look at different content ideas that you can create for Instagram, for Facebook, for LinkedIn, for TikTok, for absolutely everything known to man. But alongside that, with hacking the actual content ideas and what has gone viral and performed elsewhere, what you can do is you can connect that to your own writing IP, your own program information, depending on what you're doing with your channel, and you can then come on and basically just prompt it to actually write your scripts. So if I went back onto this chat here and I turned around and said I want to do a video on that, so based on that I copy that into there. So based on this title, can you write me a 15 minute YouTube script using my writing styles and information in writing information folder and systems information. Obviously, I'd normally go to a lot more detail in the actual prompt and how I'm going to speak to AI, but just as a little bit of demonstration. So that is now basically gone through hijacking viral content ideas elsewhere to then connecting to what I'm doing in terms of my actual writing styles here. So this has got my transcripts, my brand identity, and God knows what else there. It's also connecting to all the information inside my program. And then if you give it a second, it's then going to produce me a exact script that I could use for YouTube. So I could either just remember that and memorize it, or I could use a teleprompter for doing it, or even just having an absolute guideline. So if you are looking at taking content seriously and you want to skip the middleman, as you could say, and try to get into either hijacking your own content or hijacking other people's content, like the possibilities on this are absolutely endless. So if you have got viral content before but you've stopped and stalled and you're looking to restart that again, this is absolutely incredible for that, because you can add all your previous URLs and look at extracting why they did perform so well. If you like me, where I'm quite new to YouTube, then what I can do here is I can just basically fast track to the best type of titles, the best type of copywriting, the best type of scripts that have gone viral elsewhere, guys. So again, an absolutely incredible asset to add to your artillery, and there's an endless amount of different functionality that you can add onto here as well, guys. So this is obviously just looking at the content hijacking element, and I'll look at different functions in other videos. And there we are. It's as simple as that. That's how you go from guessing what might actually work by then hijacking something and getting a proven framework. And again, it's all a game of chances. Virality is chances, but this is going to increase your chances tenfold. But there's one more piece to this system that makes this absolutely ridiculous. And it's where you can really customize everything to match your exact brand voice and messaging. So adding text instructions allows you to guide PoppyAI to create scripts that not only follow viral formulas, but also speak in your voice, hit your specific pain points, and drive towards your specific own call to actions. And this final piece is what turns PoppyAI from just an analysis tool into a complete viral content creation system. The final cherry on top is the little text box element here. So what you've got to always imagine is that most AI platforms have got a similar type of functionality. So it's got a knowledge base, it's got company IP, marketing IP, and it needs all of that information. It's got the functionality to it in terms of the actual prompt, writing output and everything that you want, but then it also has instructions as well. So if I went onto my Claude, for example, and I just showed you one little project, so YouTube scripts, because I'm doing YouTube right now, I've also got this ability to click on a instructions there, and as you can see, that's got a list of loads of different areas that I can obviously add into my PoppyAI, which is most of the time going to repeat the exact same. So using my transcripts as language styling, how to use all the marketing IP that I've submitted into it. And then from that point, we've then also got the ability on ChatGPT. So if I went on to open use, I've then got the ability where it says project instructions. So on PoppyAI, and this is the same for Chatling, and I'll be doing videos on all of these, it's the same functionality. So on here, I might be just having a board, which is YouTube scripts, and then saying, please always sign off with promoting the AI powered smart scaling system, right? So I might add that in so it's got a standardized output, or I might turn around and go always, as well as that, can you kind of come in and go, always use my exact language and common words and phrases that I say. And then I could, once you've generated the outputs, you can add more instructions into it. But again, that's going to depend on what type of outputs that you get here. But you can design these text box up however. So I could add on loads of different text, loads of different instructions, the same as ChatGPT there, the same as Claude on instructions there. When you've got PoppyAI, what you can do is you can add all of these text box instructions. Then the simple thing you do from there is you just go up and then connect it into it. And then you do the exact same to that and you connect it into it. So you build your boards over time, guys. Like, look, as you can see there is I've not even added them yet because I was happy with the outputs that it were given, and a lot of the time I'll just normally speak quite freely on YouTube, so it'll basically use a transcript, but I'll then just kind of put my own spin on it. But if you want to produce an exact scripts or exact for anything across the board, then all you need to do is just add a little bit of instructions on the right hand side to then make sure this is all connected together into that one there. And there we have it. That is exactly how I use PoppyAI to hijack viral content formulas, create different scripts, and follow different proven frameworks. What you've just seen is a complete cheat code for content creation. It's as simple as that. We're talking about understanding why top creators like Alex Hormozi and Gary Vee get millions of views without needing to pay tens upon thousands for it. Reverse engineering their success and basically applying it into your own content. Creating scripts based on proven viral formulas instead of just guessing what might actually work. But here's the thing. Most people are going to watch this video and be like, oh, well, that's interesting. And then go back to creating content by just winging it or doing it the hard way. They're going to keep guessing what's working, trying to reinvent the wheel each time and keep wondering why their content isn't performing like big creators out there and complaining about their situation. But if you're serious about viral content creation, you understand its importance. And if you want to actually understand what makes content irresistible and scale your reach properly, then you need to understand what I've just shown you today is literally just the beginning of all of these different systems. Look, I've invested a fair few £1,000s into PoppyAI to have top level conversations with people in their space, right? And the reason for that is because I've tested it and there's nothing like it out there. I've refined the process to work with my brand identity, my voice. I use it for me and multiple different clients to basically hack into Instagram reels, their own viral content, other people's viral content. So the people that understand this, right, they're going to have a massive advantage. While everyone else is just guessing what's working, you're going to be creating content on proven frameworks. You're going to be using scripts and structures and creatives that's got millions of views. So if you want access and if you want to find out more about how I can show you how to train not only PoppyAI, but God knows how many other different systems, alongside having access to over 400 proprietary GOAT prompts to 10x your output and business results in 90% less time without needing more hours like you've just seen, without needing to hire more people like you've just seen, then hit the link somewhere around this YouTube video, the link in my bio, sorry, and then I'll see you on the next one.